Hello everyone, I warmly welcome you and welcome to these card readings. Before I started recording, I was thinking about what topic to do. For once, I didn't have one prepared in advance, but it occurred to me that I could ask about what the true feelings are of the person you're thinking about, and I'll also look at their possible next steps. I specifically want to look at their feelings because basically that's always what comes up with my clients. When I get a request from a client who is asking about a specific person, that's usually the main question. So people always want to know about those feelings, right? So that's what we'll look at, and we'll also look at some possible actions or where things might go between you. Now, I'd really like to introduce you to the piles. So this is my number one, the white crystal, and here is a randomly chosen Wheel of Fortune card. That's number two. The green crystal, and here is the Mummers of Wands. And this is number three, a pale powder pink, and the Three of Cups. So definitely make your choice. Take your time choosing. Maybe you already have. And I look forward to seeing you at your pile. With this, I greet my pile number one, and then with this white, or rather clear crystal, this clear pyramid-shaped crystal. So let's take a look at your person. I have prepared various types of cards that I would like to use today, but before I begin, I warmly greet you. I hope you are doing well. The weekend is coming to an end, but that's okay. Maybe this reading will make the end of your weekend a bit more pleasant. And of course, I want to thank all my clients and supporters who have been turning to me for a long time. I truly appreciate your support. Your references, and your feedback, mostly on social media or on my website. I'm not exactly sure how I would share that here on YouTube, but of course, anyone who wants to can check it out. And if you're interested, you can contact me, for example, through my website, Naplnenivstya, period. Okay, let's get started. Yes? So today, we're really doing a reading where I'm going to focus on whether this could be the man, where I'm going to focus on a specific person, meaning the man or woman you're thinking about, and we'll look at the real, actual feelings of that person. Yes, that's how I'd start, and we'll go from there. Okay? Well, I paused for a moment. We have guilt here. If it's actually truly you, without a doubt, the person you're thinking about right now. Again, look, that card came out either way. I've already drawn that card before, and yet here it is again. Okay? Well, my dear pal number one, I'll start step by step. My first impression from the way I drew the cards was that this person seems to have an energy of a certain independence, but I would rather call it a kind of unavailability. Yes, it could be related to exhaustion, because these are specifically cards of feelings, and sometimes it happens that when we feel too overwhelmed, we then need to distance ourselves. It's all about that energy because we can't handle it, and that's how it seems to me with this person. It's definitely not that this person doesn't feel anything or that they're simply indifferent. Look, I see that exhaustion here again. All right, there is definitely something quite significant about your current relationship that deeply troubles this particular person, something that truly exhausts them, and as a direct consequence, it profoundly affects their entire inner experience and emotional well-being. This person is stuck on you, so I don't really see any fear that they might start drifting away from you. Rather, there's something in their energy right now that they can't handle. They're not really able to dive deeper emotionally anymore. Yes, at the moment, I see this person rationalizing things more than actually feeling them. He perceives or feels a kind of rescue in his rational mind, like that's where things are going better for him. Right now, his thoughts are working better for him than his feelings. But that's just how it is. That's just his perception. No. This person is stuck on you, so I don't really see anything there. There's really no fear that he would start turning away from you. Rather, there's something in his energy right now that he can't handle. He's not really diving deeper emotionally anymore. Yes, right now I see this person rationalizing things more than actually feeling them. He perceives or feels a kind of rescue in his rational mind that, for example, things are going better for him there. Right now, his thoughts are working better for him than his feelings, but that's just how it is, and that's just his perception because I can see that. Inside him, there is mental chaos, a person emotionally disconnected, trying to think through the situation, but it's all confused. Yes, it's confused, and I think that creates yet another layer of exhaustion. Yes. From all sides, I have this kind of closed off. We'll take a closer look at it later, but in any case, I would say that when it comes to emotional experience in relation to you, this person uh, tends to run away from it at the moment, but not because he's indifferent or doesn't feel anything. It's more about the fact that it's just too much for him. Yeah, it's just too overwhelming for him. So he disconnects. Actually, that's even a psychological term. When a person simply disconnects from their feelings because they've reached a certain level of what they can handle. He carries it, and this is exactly that exhaustion. And that's why he actually stops identifying with his feelings. Somewhere deep inside, there is guilt for what happened between you. Yes, that guilt is that he feels at least partially responsible, even though here we have normally responsibility, responsible for the outcome of this relationship, especially if it didn't work out. Yes, there are feelings of guilt and that kind of, I would call it, he's on a journey, how to come to terms with all of this. But at the moment, he's in the middle of it. He's really struggling with it because his thoughts are running all over the place. But at the moment, this person doesn't come across to me as very stable or as if he has any solid ground to stand on. It's more about his regrets. Yes, it's about the fact that it's simply a botched or wasted opportunity. That's how this person thinks about it. But what's interesting is that when it comes to you, right, you are here as the Queen of Pentacles and with strength. With He perceives you as if you are somehow detached from all of his emotional experience. In any case, you are turning your back on him and turning your back on this situation. Like he couldn't handle the whole situation. So my impression from this, and that's what's bothering him, is that you, 100, basically decided at one point to distance yourself from him overall, and maybe even from how he handled it, right? Here it's clear that he couldn't manage something, and now it's actually during this healing process when, on one hand, there's a pause and there's this deep feeling out of the situation, seeing how it will develop further. But he's the one who is blaming himself for a lot of things here. However, he's still currently in that phase when the guilt is real and maybe there's even some self-blame, but right now he's not in a good place in the sense that he could already come up with some solution or an idea that would somehow improve the situation with you. This one has been hypnotizing me ever since I drew that card. It's very likely that this person has a piercing gaze. Outwardly, he may appear calm, but believe me, inside, there's a lot going on within him. There's a storm raging inside him. Now, I'll just draw some message cards and then maybe we'll take a look at his next steps. So I'll try these newest ones of mine, which have just gone on sale. Let's see. There are things I won't give up for anyone. So, what would this person say to you if he could say anything? I've made up my mind. I want to settle down with you. In my opinion, this is the energy of the future, of what is yet to come, because right now he's mostly replaying in his mind back and forth what has and hasn't happened. But it looks like he will have clarity. Soon I'll have clarity, and I'm determined to act. This person will definitely act differently. There's actually a high probability that regardless of how things are now, whether you're in contact or not, he will take some steps toward you. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. So I'm going to lay this directly on your personal cards. So it's there. Well, expected that this person will contact you, in my opinion, sooner rather than later. Yes, here the energy tends to pick up. That moment comes, and it's actually at the point when things become clear to this person. They get inspired and write, yes, there's a big chance here, a high probability of being contacted, of receiving some message or something. It could easily be on social media, but of course, it could also be via mobile. And I can see here that in a certain moment, this person really bites into it, because the truth is they don't want to give up on you. But right now, they're in a phase where they're tired of everything and tend to push their feelings aside. However, it's clear here that they'll pull themselves out of it. There's a reason why they later show up as the King of Wands, which is truly a decisive, dynamic energy. And if you're in a relationship or simply interested in someone, they're currently in this type of energy. This is exactly the kind of person who can't hold back forever and will eventually make a move. So there's a strong sense of them coming closer to you. When they do approach, they'll still be carrying some burden or weight. Most likely, they won't be completely resolved yet, but at least there will be some signs of clarity and decisiveness. Yes, they'll have made up their mind, but deep down, they'll still feel that it's going to be difficult. Maybe it will be difficult for them to really convince you to keep you and to truly show you that they have something to offer and that they could be the right one for you. So thank you so much. My pile number one, please leave me an emoji or a message under this video as confirmation that this is your reading. Even though it's a collective reading, it can still strongly resonate with your situation. So that's probably everything. That's how I planned it. So this is your message for today, for this Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again during the week. Bye bye. Okay, my dear group one, I'll set you aside and let's move on. Let's take a look at my pile number two, right here under this green crystal. I'm still at my parents' place. Greetings from here. So today I've prepared a topic for you where it will be necessary for you to have a specific person in mind. Of course, I know that sometimes it happens that someone doesn't have anyone specific they're thinking about, but still decides to watch this reading, and maybe later they'll be able to connect it to someone. So that's also possible and can happen. But for most of you, I'm going to look at what the current feelings are. The person you're thinking about right now, I'll look at some cards with messages and maybe also at some actions of this person, their next steps. Of course, you can ask about anyone. It could be someone from your past. It could be your current partner. There are really no limits here, even though this is just a collective card reading for all of you. Of course, for anyone who's interested. For example, for private card readings, you can go through my website, napolnanivsta.sk, and it's set up to be as simple as possible for you. You just add what you want to your cart. For instance, a reading for 3 questions. You can pay for it right there, write your questions in the note, and then I'll get in touch with you to arrange when the reading will take place. Or you can email me first at napolnenevstahegmail.com, and I'll get back to you as well. So I will definitely respond to you. In any case, so we have these 2 distinct pages here, and the overall energy, it's really quite good. Well, this is interesting. So, you know how I keep an eye on things? I really like to do that first. I lay out that this person could be a Scorpio. I'm not really into the zodiac signs, or rather, I am because I also study astrology, but I'm not into the sun signs since they usually only reveal a few percent of a person's personality. But here I feel a certain theme of death and rebirth. That's why Scorpio comes to mind so strongly. In any case, this is a person who really could be. He definitely experiences things very intensely, yes, and he can. It also seems to me that he might be the type to hide things a lot behind a certain mask, but we'll get to all of that. Yes, now there are 3 popes in your spread, actually 4. There is a strong emphasis here on the fact that there really is a possibility that this person is younger than you. Yes, it won't apply to everyone. He could be younger in age, in spirit, or simply energetically, as if he maintains a certain youthful quality. I can absolutely imagine that this is the case. So let's move on to the true feelings of the person you're thinking about right now, just like this. He is currently going through a major transformation of his feelings towards you. Yes, he might have felt or dealt with something before, but only now, at this very moment, is he reaching true vulnerability and panic. Outwardly, it looks like a huge inner storm, chaos, and who knows what will come of it. But for him, it's actually some kind of process. To me, it almost seems like an initiation process of sorts, a kind of great freedom that he has entered into, because he could have stayed here at the page stage, which is like, when it comes to feelings, they're not even real feelings, maybe just a rationalization of feelings, but he decided otherwise. Or rather, I would say not that he consciously decided, but that he surrendered to it. To really feel what he very likely feels about you. Death, 3 of Swords, there was some kind of ending or some kind of hurt, and this person decided that he would simply feel it all. Yes, so then there are all sorts of feelings, panic, vulnerability, there's a lot of it, everything is mixing inside him. But what fascinates me here is the outcome, because that Ace of Cups together with the Knight of Cups, he really does here. He is transforming and truly changing those feelings for you through pain. Yes, so he might have gotten a harsh lesson from you. Something here might not have worked out, or maybe something just happened here. The Queen of Swords intervened. She could have simply set very strict boundaries for him. And he decided to surrender to that feeling. Yes, that he felt vulnerable, powerless, defenseless, that he really didn't know how to react to it. But at the same time, he decided to give in to those feelings. So it wasn't about denying what he felt or trying to run away from it somehow, which is why I have the impression that even on an emotional level, he is going to acknowledge this is a process. He is going to acknowledge it, that in some way, even though it was difficult and it really threw him off balance, out of his concept, out of everything, that 100 was right. And basically, this opens up what this second pile is about. Since I pulled it, it's really about opening the heart chakra. We also have the Page of Cups here. So this is a person in pile number 2 who is going to transform through pain. Yes, because most people, of course, run away from pain, close themselves off, don't want to feel too much, but he wasn't afraid of it. Maybe on some level he felt that you were right, that what you said or what you did was right, that it didn't even come from a place of ego, but from the fact that actually that's true, right? Some people resonate very deeply with the truth, and this particular person decided not to deny it, to actually feel the pain, to realize all the different ways he might have felt vulnerable around you. Maybe you revealed some weak spot. Maybe you named it, like this person wears different masks. Maybe you pointed out how he pretends or acts. And yes, it was cruel and hard for him. But because of that, it seems to me he is about to be reborn. Right. And these are the feelings. These feelings are very strong and authentic. Yes, so at this moment, as we look at it right now, this person is in that feeling of rebirth and the opening of the heart chakra, right? I can already see it here. Well, that was a long shot. Hold on. Sometimes I think you're happier without me. So now I'm going to pull a few cards with messages and then I'll comment on them. I still have your photo in front of me. Hmm. What else would he say to you? You make mistakes too. You don't have to agree with me. That's still a bit of a defense mechanism. Your system? Well, coffee. See, right. This particular person, first and foremost, there is a great deal of genuine appreciation here that will certainly come regarding the significant impact you have truly had on his entire life. Yes, that is precisely what this is all about, isn't it? He truly believes that you are happier without him. So let me continue. At the moment, I don't have the impression that in the coming days or weeks, this person will take any specific or drastic steps toward you. And that's simply because he thinks you are happier without him. And simply that's what will become of this situation with this person. He has great respect for you. Yes, at the moment, I see it as if this might be his fantasy about having coffee together. But basically, that's all he would want to offer you right now. For my pile number two, the strongest thing I can tell you about his feelings is really that he perceives you, and this conviction of his will remain strong, that you truly meant a lot. The impact on his life and overall on such an inner transformation of this person, right? So he might even have you as his muse with that photo. This is exactly how I imagine it, that it's him, and just like we have this desire here, this longing, that he actually longs for some kind of connection with you, but somehow it just isn't possible, right? Because you can see that, can't you? He won't be taking any steps in the coming weeks. For now, it's completely out of the question for him to reach out to you. He won't dare to do it at all. He will just be thinking about it. The desire will be there as well. We see it twice here, but it's really a cycle in which, deep down, although I don't have the Five of Pentacles here, I can feel it. Deep down, he feels like he has nothing to offer, and that's what's going to weigh on him. It troubles him, but at the same time, he knows he can't just make things up as he goes. That's how I would put it. You're the one woman, the one person, maybe the first in his life who has truly seen through him to his core, and maybe this is the first time he's decided to accept it. Yes, it's a very difficult and uncomfortable thing for him. When someone maybe saw right into his soul and named certain things, but he made the decision to surrender to it. That's how it seems to me. And that's why he feels so vulnerable. So, my pile number two, this is your reading, a new one. Or rather, this was powerful because not only were you the one who triggered his inner processes, but you also opened up his pain. He can transform it, but he has decided on some level, perhaps truly on a soul level, to trust you enough to surrender to it, to give in. And here comes the opening of his heart chakra. There is great respect for you as a person. So I don't know what you did, pile number 2, but you simply have a big influence on this person. Maybe he never told you that, but from these cards, it's clear to me. So thank you very much. I would be happy if you let me know in the comments. Could this be your story, or at least will you say hello? I'd be glad. So thank you very much and see you again next week. Bye bye. My pile number 3, welcome. I warmly welcome you here. And today I decided to do a reading on the topic. What are his true feelings? What does this person feel? The person you have in mind. And I'll also look at some message cards and we'll check the next steps. Yes, that's the framework I have for this reading, but of course it always depends. I'd say, well, case by case, right? We'll see what kind of energy comes up and we'll act accordingly. But I warmly welcome you here and I hope you're doing well, that you've had nice days, a nice weekend. And of course, greetings to all viewers, greetings to my clients. And if anyone is interested in a private reading from me, feel free to check out my website, napolnanaivesta.sk, or I regularly accept orders through Instagram and Facebook, so whichever way suits you. Let's get started. Up to number 3, the star. All right, and let's take a look at the true feelings of the person. And these are beautiful cards. All right. The true feelings of the person you're thinking about right now, and just like I said in the second pile, sometimes it happens, and viewers have written to me about this, or it's happened to me several times, that they didn't have anyone specific in mind, they weren't thinking of anyone, and they still watch this kind of reading. That person suddenly somehow connected with you, right? So basically, it could be anyone now that I think about it. So here we have pride, excitement from defiance. All right, twice the emptiness, 2 times. Let's go even further. You know what? The fact that we have the Hermit here twice tells me 2 things. One thing is definitely that this person is thinking about you. Yes, there is something deep here. There is a deep introspection here, thinking about your relationship. What I also know is that often the Hermit, and this just adds to it, can really mean non-contact communication. It might not be your case, but for someone who chose this pile number 3, it will be like that. But let's go step by step. These feelings are, let's say, exclusive. First of all, I want to say that this person does not come across as superficial towards you at all. With the Hermit, the Magician, and the King of Pentacles, what does that mean? There is, I would even say, a certain loyalty here. So this could be someone who is your partner. Could it be an ex-partner? It could be an important person. This is an important person, but at the same time, he also perceives you, these feelings I see, as an important person in his life. When he thinks of you, he associates you with absolute fulfillment. Yes, the Ten of Cups is basically a kind of fulfillment, an emotional fulfillment, and with the Star, he really feels that way. That with you, he has experienced and maybe is still experiencing, if he is your current partner, certain feelings, a kind of bliss and blessing that he maybe never even thought was possible. Yes, because really that first row of cards, which are actually the most important cards, the true feelings, say that. So I would say that for the person you're asking about, being with you makes a lot of sense. And well, that's why I'm saying this isn't just some infatuation. It's not even just that initial stage of falling in love that simply fades away. This is someone who has truly lived through it, experienced it. I would even say with the hermit and the magician, it's integrated. It means he really feels it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Or I want to look at the message cards too. And this really reminds me of a message card that says, "You are the one for me." Yes, because this is it. What's with the world card? The circle is closing for us, basically. And next to it is him. So this person is very clear about what you mean to him. And the pride is actually connected to the fact that he feels honored to know you, or if you are his partner, to have you as his partner, or simply his significant other, his person, and perhaps even an ex partner. But first and foremost, there's still this profound sense of immense pride about it all, pride that he has you or had you by his side, that he simply knows you. It's more like this actually feels like a good feeling, not that ego driven one, like, yeah, I got her, and now, like with the Six of Wands. So he's proud of it. And if he doesn't have you, he would want to have you by his side and would feel a great sense of pride. And of course, the excitement is obvious, right? If there were some things where you two weren't quite on the same wavelength, so to speak, there might have been some minor battles or conflicts where he disagreed with something. That's the defense, that's the resistance, but at the same time, he takes on the role of the hermit. It's as if he is able to realize these things. So, whether you are together or not, if something happened between you regarding that Five of Cups, he really mourns it, regrets it, and simply feels sorry about it. You can really see that. But the good thing is, he didn't just stay stuck in self pity. With that hermit energy, basically, he truly felt it. He felt what you mean to him. He felt it because this is beautiful. Yes, the Ten of Cups and the Star. Definitely when he looks, and even when you just watch those readings, it's beautiful. Yes, and how it's emphasized there with that golden color. You are everything to him. You are his gold, his treasure. That's exactly it. Well, now I'm going to do it just like I did before. Just like in the previous piles, I'm going to look at a few messages from him, what he would tell you if he could say anything. I am ready to invest in our relationship. I'll draw the cards first, then I'll comment on it. Please listen to me. There. Yes, indeed, a truly stable and enduring relationship can only be built slowly over time. But I know deep down that this is simply not enough for you, is it? I know I have to make a decision, but I'm avoiding it. So I'm ready to invest. And here we have the separation card. Okay, for some, there may be separation, but this is what I'm ready to invest in our relationship. That's basically his next step. Yes, it doesn't have to happen in 5 days, but I can see here because the energy is shifting. The Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords basically matches this message exactly. So this is a person who is now starting to be ready to invest. And maybe after this period of I would say it's about regaining strength, yes, because many times he could have spent a lot of time thinking as the hermit. Then he had to process it all, and now he's starting to be ready. Please listen to me, definitely wait. It's confirmed again in his next step. There's a certain urgency in that communication because he really, this, you'll see that when he actually comes, he might come like a flood and be very insistent. He wants to be heard 100%, of course. For some of you, you might already be in contact. It could even be your partner, but for each of you watching this pile, there is a certain communication, a certain conversation waiting for you, which I would say will be more serious. Yes, a stable relationship can be built slowly. I know this isn't enough for you, but these are simply the things he will discuss with you. Yes. Actually, at the moment, it looks like the cards with the messages have really revealed the topic, because I saw that the next steps will be slow, but they are certain. In fact, this is the beginning of an investment. There will be communication that will be urgent. You will feel that he urgently needs to tell you certain things. That's exactly it. Please listen to us. And as for, I know I have to decide, but I'm avoiding it. So that could actually be connected to what I was saying about there possibly being some kind of misunderstanding or minor conflict between you, simply something where the two of you clashed. It could also have been that separation, and that's when he withdrew into that hermit mode and basically realized that you are his treasure, you are his everything. So actually, the decision has already been made, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. At the bottom of the deck, during our separation, I realized a lot of things about us. And what I realized is that I'm ready to invest and I've listened. Yes, it's just how it is for me isn't black and white. It's basically gray on pink, but that's how it is. So that's that. Thank you so much, my pile, for watching. I'll be very happy. If you write to me about what you think, I'd really appreciate it. Emails and so on. Just yesterday, one of my viewers wrote to me. I don't know if she'll be watching this, if she'll pick this pile, or if she'll even watch it at all, but it made me really happy. I want to reply today. She said she saw me sometime in the summer at Avion and that she almost came up to talk to me, but don't be afraid at all. I'd only be happy because, of course, I do this for you. I'm always happy to meet you, to say hello, whatever it may be. So I'm here for you. That's how I'd sum it up. So thank you so much. I wish you a lovely weekend and a good day.